You know, I've never actually seen this colour in person.
Hey guys, it's me, Raz, and welcome back to Remove Before Race. What an absolutely gorgeous day to pick up a brand new car. It's the rival to my two favourite cars, which are both C63s from a rival camp, sitting there in BMW Berry in Croydon, waiting to be unveiled. It's my first ever M3 in touring form, and it's been a hell of a journey to get to that, and I'll explain that as we go through the video. But my bag is packed, and now we're going to head to the train station. I'm running late. I'm going to take the C63, leave it there, and go and grab my first ever BMW M3. Well, thank for that. Enough public transport. Here at BMW Berry, the car is actually back here. There she is hiding under the covers. Let's go inside, let's find Tony and pick this baby up. And as you walk in, how is that for a welcome sight? And the colour is quite relevant for today as well, which is a bit of a spoiler, but oh, gorgeous. We need a modern one of these, I think. What do you think, Tony?
Yeah, I agree.
You might recognise this guy from the Joe Achilles YouTube channel more than anywhere
Everyone's getting
else.
bored of me now. It's like, oh.
Whose is this, by the way?
This is the boss's, Wayne Berry's. He's a good car collector. He's got a nice selection of cars.
He's got good taste.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, we've known each other for years, making Asian relevant jokes, etc. Because you get all
We
of
get
that.
away with it, yeah.
And you get away with it as well. But today's quite special. First ever M3 for me.
I know, we feel like we converted you. Finally got you away.
You didn't really have to.
Nah, that's true.
With
Didn't have to try too hard.
the state of affairs with AMG at the minute. I mean, you're right. This would actually be the kind of time when new C-Class came out that I'd be considering a C63.
Yeah.
But given what's going on there, that's just not happening. And whereas this car that we're looking at today is like a mini M5 CS almost.
Yeah.
Do you want to lead the way?
Come on, let's go and see what we got, shall we?
Let's do it.
This is nice.
Oh, it's a lovely, lovely X5M, isn't it? Ooh. Brown. We like a bit of brown. Oh, that is epic. So this is an individual order, right?
Yeah, yeah. Fire orange M4, ceramic brake pack. Lovely car.
That is stunning. Anyway, we don't care about M4s. Show us the good stuff.
Come in. Might be a bit of a giveaway.
That silhouette. I've got history with this car. I was one of the first people to ever see it. When Marcus Flash was CEO of BMW, I did that M-Town spot thing.
Wasn't he sitting on the boot
He was
or
sitting
something?
on the boot, wasn't he,
yeah.
reading the newspaper while the M2 was like doing burnouts in the background with pizza.
Brilliant.
But yeah, so it was inevitable, I think, coming to this.
Should we do a little stocking teaser?
Yes, we should.
Like a lady pulling up
We
her,
should,
her skirt to show her stockings.
Oh my God. You know, I've never actually seen this colour in person. Oh, that's fantastic.
Look at that.
So this is Aventurine Red, which is it an individual colour? This is how much I
It
don't
is an
know.
individual colour, but it's on the regular configurator,
it's a
so you haven't
standard-
got to wait for it as long. Yeah, yeah.
That looks incredible.
It's lovely, isn't it?
To be fair, I totally ripped off my friend Grant from IWC in the UK, who's got an identical
Yeah.
M3 saloon.
Yeah,
And
because you called me because it was frozen. We were going for frozen silver, weren't we?
That's
or frozen
right.
grey, whatever it is. Yeah.
Which was literally what the press car was that I drove.
Yeah, yeah.
And then having driven it, I was like, I've been there, done that. I need something a bit more exciting. Right, guys, a really quick look at the spec. I'll show you properly when we go home, but a quick overview here is needed. It's the ultimate pack, and I'll explain the other packages later in the video. This is, of course, the Aventurine Red, which is individual. That's a really interesting colour because here in the shadows, it appears in one light, but when we bring it out into the sunlight, which I'll show you in a second, it totally changes character, which is super because all great metallic paints change depending on the light that they're sitting in. Now this spec is very, very different to what I'd first done. I'd first done one identical to that press car, which was frozen grey with a red and black interior, whereas this really taking the idea of the more classy nature of the touring, I think, particularly with that interior, which I'll come back to, but look at that. Oh, that is absolutely mind-blowing, makes you weak in the knees. This section of the Touring is just, look at that. As a petrol head, you can't help but just gawk at it. Now for me, having a good interior with good contrast is half the battle with a car. And when you've got that amazing Silverstone with the Aventurine, that is a killer combination. And you get such great contrast as well. Gorgeous interior. Let's have a look at the back as well. Oh, the family's going to love it in here. And my favourite bit of the Touring is having this little hatch here. How useful is that? Absolutely brilliant. One thing I'm happy about, I'm going to have to go and pat Tony on the back. I might have given the car back otherwise. Tony, there's one thing. Give me a hug. Do you know why? Because you left on the plastic. You understand me. You get the Asian man. If he hadn't done that, right, these keys would be handed back to him and the whole thing would be called off. You do not touch an Asian man's plastic. You know this, right? He knows this. You just don't do that shit. The other thing I just noticed, and I have to thank you again, is that you gave me a full tank of petrol. Do you know Mercedes don't do that?
I do that for all my customers.
The last 3 cars I've gotten, I go straight to the petrol station. It's not right.
There's nothing worse.
I'm not throwing shade, but that's just not right. It's not a good first step out the showroom. Now let's do the first start up, roll this baby out of the dealership and take it into the sunshine where this paint is just going to transform. Now how about that? Out in the sunshine, it's a whole different ball game with this colour. All great metallics, like I said, they have that ability to change depending on the light that's around them at the time, and this colour, it looks so amazing in the sunshine, particularly on the body of our M3, the new one, because there's so many creases, so many lines. You've got that strong, unique wide rear arch of this particular generation, and with a good metallic, it really brings it out. I can see hints of kind of bit of orange in there as well. It's a really lovely paint shade, this. Really gorgeous. So that's the car. I'm going to take it home. I'll go over the spec properly with you guys. Just wanted to say a huge thank you to Tony. You guys know I've bought all my BMWs from Berry, and the service that these guys have had. Things don't always go to plan with car orders, particularly these days. And like, you're great at emails. What's happening with production? What happens if you change a colour, like with mine? Yep. You know, a bit of a delay, etc. As long as you're transparent. Like, I got a free detail on this as well. You know, things like that sometimes sweeten the deal. I'm going to enjoy this car. What do we have coming next?
Ooh, something very special.
It wouldn't have been as special if it wasn't for some news that we heard this week. So,
well, yeah, your M2 is going to be locked in very soon.
And it's going to be one of 2 colours. I'm not going to tell you which one yet, but they announced 2 colours this week, which they've added to. It's added to the standard list of colours, right? Yeah. So
I know what it is.
He knows. Of course he knows. You bloody well better know what it is, otherwise it's not going to be in the order. But yeah, so that's coming tail end of the year. But yeah, so that's going to be really exciting. So stay tuned for that. Huge thanks again, buddy.
Pleasure, mate.
I need to drive off. I'm
desperate. And we're going to see you again very soon by the sounds of it.
You will. I'm desperate to drive this car. I've got to go.
Come on then.
So here we are, guys, back home. This is where I like to look at cars because A, it's in a familiar setting to me where I see my other cars. Not only is it in the wild, so you actually get to see what the car looks like in real life, in real surroundings, but I'm also a lot more relaxed having collected the car and I'm back home, so I can kind of impart the spec and all the other bits to you with a bit more ease. So guys, Aventurine Red M3 Touring, or as I like to call it, Costa Coffee Cup Red, which is more apt for me. It looks really good. I never would have had, cards on the table, I never would have had the balls to spec this if it wasn't for my friend Grant. You know, 100% credit goes to him on that. Really good spec, and on the Touring, I think potentially looks even better because it really hits those classy notes along with the whole sport wagon theme. So yeah, very pleased with that. I think that looks great. Now, as mentioned, this is the ultimate package. So what that means is we also get the full exterior carbon fiber parts, which include that lovely element within here, which is totally different looking as I showed you on the normal car. We've got your classic BMW M mirrors here as well. You get the larger wheels, but who cares about that? Look, we won the tyre lottery and we got some proper tyres on here. So the Michelin PS 4S tyres, which are incredible in all weather and absolutely perfect for an X-Drive car as well. So very happy with that. Also went for the red calipers as opposed to the blue ones because I thought it's gonna match with our paintwork a little bit better, and I think I was right on that. I think having the brighter red of the calipers against the darker of the paintwork actually works really nicely. And then coming around the rear, again, carbon fibre around our rear diffuser, massive part, which looks great and again complements our paint so nicely. Now, one thing that I really insisted I wanted on my car was the 50 years of BMW M logos that they offered. It was between March and March, which is finished now, but there were so few cars, and particularly few newer cars like this that were delivered during this period, that most people just missed out, and I did not want to because I love that tricolor heritage, I love the racing heritage behind it, the cars that are linked to it, so to have that on here on the wheels and on our front and back just meant the world. And again, that was thanks to Tony. I didn't pay anything extra. He just threw that in as a perk for me, so thank you very much. But you can order that still from parts. And if you love the heritage and history of BMW M, then I think it's an absolute must. What else have we got? Let's open the boot here. It's a nice significant sized boot. Within the Ultimate package, you also get this extra element of these, it's a bit of friction within here because they use rubber within this, so that when you pack things in the boot of the Touring, they actually don't move around as much. So that's nice to have within the Ultimate package as well. Of course, you've got all the split folding stuff and all that, which is great. And of course, big thanks to Tony for leaving my plastic protectors on there. Good job, good job. The other really important thing that comes in the Ultimate package is the BMW laser lights. These are available as a separate package as well, but this comes within the Ultimate, and of course it makes the front end look that much better, and of course you get much better visibility because of that. Inside you get the amazing carbon bucket seats, which are just fantastic, and I did not want to order this car without them, and the heated steering wheel, which is great. Then we also get Driving Assistance Professional, which is basically helping you self-drive. We've got Drive Recorder that keeps record of events around the car by using the camera system, which is very clever. For example, you could hold the button if somebody pretends to be hit by you in the car, and it'll save 20 seconds before, 20 seconds after, and you can use that as evidence, etc. It's really, really useful. And you've even got Parking Assistance Plus as well. These are the other packages that come with the car. So you've got the Comfort package that gives you some of those options. We've got the Technology package with some of the assistance elements, and then the M Pro package that I mentioned, that if you really want to track your car, then maybe you want to get that because it'll be quite useful to have the ceramics. So loads with the Ultimate package, and that's why I got that in my Touring, because when I live with a car like this, I want to give it the best chance of proving what type of companion it can be daily, and giving this the Ultimate package serves that purpose really well. Now, let's head inside. There's comfort access opening the car because I've got the key in my pocket over here, and the lovely BMW intro logo. I love that, and I love the fact that you get to see your own car spec within there as well. This Silverstone interior is absolutely stunning, and when you get it with Ultimate package, of course you also get the black merino leather. But the way that, I've not actually seen this in any of the press cars that I've driven, but the way that you have the lovely white leather with the black napper, the perforated leather, which is really nicely done with all these different hole sizes, etc., different sizes of perforation in there, that matched with then your carbon elements within the seats as well, it just makes them look absolutely amazing. And of course you got the model logo within there hiding behind our nice beautiful plastic as well. They're just the nicest bucket seats that you can buy at the moment, and they are fully adjustable as well with the switches that you have here, side bolsters, etc. And again, the rivals just don't do that. Check out the rear bench as well, trimmed just as nicely. It's a really, really nice interior, and I think the perfect complement to that gorgeous outside paintwork. I really am getting along well with the new BMW Operating System 8. I love the fact that you can see your car spec within there. I love the little throwback to BMW heritage with like the M1 and the M logos, and the heavily updated driver's zone over here, where finally you've got so much more M DNA within here, and it's just a joy to use now. Now, one really cool thing that I wanted to show you was this BMW Digital Key Plus. First of all, you can use this instead of your car key. So this can be configured to lock and unlock the car, and then when you want to start it, you just pop it in the middle here and you pop the car on. And you do not need to use the driver's key for that. But that's not what makes it cool. Instead of using this, we can use just my Apple iPhone. and we're going to set that up together right now. If we go here into the My BMW app, see I've themed mine with the BMW 50 years stuff, just like our logos on the outside. So if I go down here, you'll see set up digital key. We need to put both of our keys in the middle over here in order to activate this. So we have that, so we will continue with the process. Now it's adding the key to my iPhone wallet. I should get a notification on here any second. It's now asked me to put my iPhone within the reader here. And there we go, my phone has now been activated as a digital key. Look what I've added to my Apple Wallet. That is the coolest card that I will ever have in my Apple Wallet. That is so cool. Right now, moment of truth. Let's see if this works. We're gonna use the BMW digital key and hopefully, yes, it works. So my phone has now unlocked the car, and hopefully now when I pop this into here, I should be able to start my car. Let's see. So that's amazing, that's worked. I've never actually used that inside a modern car before. I know that other manufacturers do it as well. But the fact that someone who's very forgetful like me can rely on his phone just in case he needs to. And the other great thing about this is you can share 5 digital keys to people you trust for whatever period you want, just in case someone needs to use it in an emergency. So you can send this to them and they can use it to access the car temporarily, and then you can turn it off. So this type of stuff, you know, in daily use, in emergencies, etc., really, really useful. So I'm quite impressed with that, and I can see myself actually using it quite a bit. Now the other basic thing we need to do is set up our M1 and M2 modes, which can be done all within the system here. So I set up M1 first to be just a bit sporty versus the standard one. You can even set up braking now, which is great in the newer M3. All that seems like a pretty good mix for like a mid-level M1 mode. Now we're going to go into M2, which we won't be using until run-in. Of course, this car is due a running-in service at 1,200 miles, as you know, with most BMW M cars. And at that point, I believe the actual mapping does change. I'll have to confirm whether that's the case or not, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. And then we can actually push the car properly. And we'll probably do that around about at the 1,000-mile mark. I won't wait to get to the 1,200. So in M2, it seems pretty well set up already. Sport Plus, S3, chassis and Sport Plus as well. Four-wheel drive sport on MX drive is perfect. So yeah, that's actually perfect. We're going to keep that exactly the way it is. So the touring drawings are very performance-focused fleet for me at the moment. First of all, with my very heavily used Taycan ST, which is the daily car at the moment. Video coming on that soon. Then the legendary C63 Black Series. We've got my C63S, which is probably the direct rival. The GT Black Series, missing in action at the moment. Where is it? It's currently at GAD Tuning, finally getting a new exhaust system after almost 2 years of owning it. Can you believe it's been 2 years? And then of course the E63S wagon. So I've got 3 wagons in this house: M3, ST and the E63S. I've also filmed, as I've told you very recently, a wagon shootout between RS6 and these 3 cars. So 4 of the best performance wagons on the planet. We will see which one ends up on top. So guys, that was the collection of my brand new M3 Touring. Absolutely love the specification. Keep an eye out for the best mods for your M3 video. That'll be coming out soon, along with a first drive. That's going to be really exciting. And the Wagon Wars video, which is going to be awesome. We're going to decide which is the best wagon for each of us individually. So if you've enjoyed this episode of RBR, as always, please do like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.